When I was young, I knew something wasn't right. I knew the adults were not exactly acting, thinking, and behaving in rational and logical ways. And you can understand why. As I got older, I really started to understand mind control, brainwashing, behavior modification, and psychological manipulation. And when someone's under mind control, we might get the false impression that you could see it, you could recognize it, you would be smart enough to pick it out in another, and you would be smart enough to pick it out in yourself, and you would certainly avoid it, so you think. The average person might believe that if someone's under mind control, they're going to be looking more like a zombie. They might look like glassy-eyed, moaning and groaning, hands out straight, looking for brains, and they're sort of behaving in very obvious and illogical and irrational ways where it'd be obvious, but it's not. Mind control, brainwashing, and behavior modification, it's really subtle. And we're all under it to one form, one degree or another. And that's what makes it a very interesting topic to study. A lot of the things we do in a day are outside our conscious awareness. And what that means is we're running on programs, we're running on cruise control. Just the act of getting up in the morning and believing, like many people do, that you go to school and when you're done, you rapidly look for someone to boss you around in exchange for rent, food, and entertainment credits. That's mind control. It is a program. It is a belief system. The more your neighbors believe in it, the more your neurological hardwiring is to mimic, copy, emulate, and mirror it yourself. And that's why we all end up doing the things we're doing, but something inside of us, just like when I was a kid, knew that something's not right. And I could easily see that what the adults were saying, thinking, and doing didn't make them happy. And that's when I decided to try and break away from what I was expected to do, say, and think. Now that's really tough. It is very, very tough neurologically, which means our nervous system is hardwired to want to do what our neighbors are doing, want to do what our parents are doing, want to get the rewards from the teacher for giving the right answer. And then when you go away from that, if you try to blaze your own path, you find out it's a lonely path. And the human nervous system is designed not to be alone. It's designed to seek out shelter, and a team, a wolf pack, a cackle, a flock. That's where we feel most safe. So the world we live in right now is that the majority are doing things that don't make them happy, could never produce happiness. It's never going to produce abundance, and it's always going to end up with that de facto 15-minute city where there's no 15-minute cities yet on the planet. But if you notice, the average person, when they go to work and then they come home and they shop and they go to the gym and where they go to eat, they're already living in a 15-minute city. I know some people that literally live 90% of their lives or even 95% of their lives within 15 minutes of their house. And they've been boxed in there over time through this programming that we get through the media. We get a lot of it through the government school system, and it's where our best life goes to die. Can be changed. You can change this at any time. It takes some baby steps. It takes some learned discipline. You just can't pull discipline out of your wazoo. You have to learn the discipline through trial and error, through hard times, through failure, through pain. But if you apply some simple principles over the long haul, you're gonna live the long haul anyway. So you might as well get where you want to go, as opposed to getting where your parents wanted you to go, or getting where the TV said would be the best place for you, or where you copied some role modeling from some people in movies. It's best you sort of determine your own goals, get where you want to go in life, and it's usually not going to involve anything that anyone else is really doing en masse. And it doesn't matter if you're working a job that's a little bit soulless, and it doesn't matter if you're not completely happy where you are in life. You can change it. And so learning about programming, your programming, where you get it, the programming in other people, because of course when you try and change your programming, it'll trigger other people's programming and they'll attack you. So if you don't really want a job, you want to do something different, you want to kind of blaze out as an individual, the person who's afraid to do that will attack you because they have all this practice at attacking themselves when they try to get their giddy up and going as well. They've tried to blaze the trail themselves, starting off with an idea in their own mind, and then they attack themselves, unfortunately, and put themselves back into the average position, and that's where they get all this practice to attack you. So if you want to learn about psychological manipulation, brainwashing, behavior modification, mind control, simply just get on my email list. I can teach you a little bit free over time. Email me at info@jchristoff.com. Christoph is Christ with an OFF on the end. This is Jason Christoph signing off. Thank you for listening.